I went to Marsden Heights High School, right here in Nelson. In Marsden Heights, I was part of a youth group called Positive Voices. And it was so funny looking back, because when I look back at my time and the projects I was involved in or the things I did, Paul's always there in a picture. Always like, we're at In-Situ. And I didn't think one day I'd be working with them. So it's like invisible strings.
I attended People's Assembly. I was involved into Mums to Mum group, and through that I found out that there's an opportunity for an admin and finance role. So I just thought I'll apply, even though I didn't have the experience in finance, but I just thought I'll go for it. And it was good because it was only for 10 hours and it was very near to the house as well.
So I started as an artist working as a creative action researcher, with the focus on Nelson and looking at underused spaces across the town. And then the opportunity came up to work more closely with In-Situ as a core member of the team, bringing my artist skills, my artist research skills into a project. When I got the job at In-Situ, my partner's first observation in the first couple of months, she said, it feels like you're finally getting paid for doing all the stuff you used to do in your 20s for free.
There's nothing that can prepare you for like coming in and everyone's equal and there's no boss or there's no this, but it's like the best thing and it's great, and it gives you, like, especially as a young person coming in, and I'd say this was my first proper job that I've worked in for nearly 2 years now. It gives you that autonomy and it gives you that power to be able to say, like, yeah, this is my project that I'm working on and I have control over this, and it's not like someone telling you what to do.
I think one of the things I've really noticed through working with In-Situ is people are allowed to think out loud, think on their feet, come up with an idea, and then are supported to develop that idea in a way that, with an allowance, like it's that thing about it doesn't matter if it doesn't work or you make a mistake with it. It's more about trying to help someone foster a creative project or an idea for an event or whatever it is. And the team really supports that. I feel the structure holds that really well.
That structure gives you a chance to grow in your own time, which was great, which I needed because I didn't have the confidence to go into work because I've not worked for 20 years. So I feel like I'm getting more and more confident slowly and gradually. I'm in myself, in my work, and everything what In-Situ does is just encourage you.
I think through the way that we have the coaching methodology and our sort of commitment to that, it means that there's key sort of things said and key members of the team that are really able to pluck these things out of other people, which then, expands and then contributes to their learning journey and their career, I suppose.
I think going from 20 to 22, you inevitably grow and you change as a person, and this is just me coming into myself. But I think working here has helped me a lot with that.
A lot of the stuff we're developing collectively is based upon people having ideas and there being space for us to collectively respond and develop those ideas. And sometimes we can get carried away and sometimes things don't work, but I feel like it engenders that trust and it builds stuff that feels really sincere and quite fun. Someone can have an idea for something they want to do and we decide to do it in 10 days' time, and that doesn't always work.
It always feels like we can do anything because we work out a way of doing it and the structure is there to support that.
There's a real joy in being able to take a creative idea forward and be supported with that. And also there's a real valuing of slowness and listening within that process. And part of the support is actually by picking up on something that someone is interested in. Space is allowed for you to collectively develop that idea, which is based on something someone said or someone's interested in, and then the team switches and works on that particular thing.
I think that the supportive nature around In-Situ's framework of working has really enabled me to find what it is that I'm really passionate about.
I want to make a big change, and I think for me I was really scared and I was like, I can't do that. But then when I look at everything that I've done and I look how many changes I've made in myself or in the town or with work, like I can do it.
I always wanted to work with Asian ladies. That's why I've always wanted to, help, and especially the ladies who have come like me, myself, as a spouse from other countries or Pakistan or wherever, and their challenges and how they feel. Because I feel like there's difference between Asian women who's born here, whereas Asian women who has come as a spouse, because she has got more challenges than the lady who's been born here, whether she's Asian. So yeah, there's an opportunity for that to maybe change my role from admin or finance to working with the Asian women community.
I feel like I've truly been on that learning journey to get to that place where you are able to imagine stuff, pull it together, but it also comes with a lot of pressure as well, because there's just so much to think about and there's just so much that you kind of could pursue, but then where do you start, And I just think that sometimes you can get overwhelmed with all of that.
I guess being called an artist for 2 years on the job, I'm like, am I? Maybe I am. It's just so weird how your perspective changes with what you do and who you're around.
There are so many ways that power can be held in an organisation, even when you're spending this amount of time thinking through and exploring together that subject.
We do have sometimes hidden power dynamics as well within the room.
We have aspirations to share power fully within the team, but where are the places where that currently isn't quite happening? Where are the places where it doesn't feel congruent?
Somebody's better able to facilitate a conversation, or somebody's better able to put that point across in a way that feels more formed and in a way that feels more solid than somebody else is. That doesn't mean necessarily that that's a better idea or anything like that. It just means that it's well pitched. But I feel as though expertise always does have a way of shining through all of that.
We can share power, but also we need to share responsibility to each other for care and support of each other. And I think sometimes that sits more heavily with some people than others within the organisation and can create a sense of imbalance.
Some days or some weeks, I would almost be coming to work just expecting to find that there was some challenge to deal with or someone struggling with something or whatever. So it almost felt like I was almost waiting for what might be the challenge. I've started to understand where that's difficult for me or where I've contributed to some of that.
You're always having to be mindful of your relationship to everybody else within the team. So when it's appropriate for you to step back, when do you need to get out of the way to create space for somebody else? Or when do you need to step in to support somebody else? Or when do you need to step up to just ensure that you're continuing to grow and develop?
I think I've had to really understand what has informed my working practices to then be a useful member of this team, and to try and not create bad examples, of which I think I have done at points in In-Situ, where people might perceive you have to work like this because that's what's needed, because I've realised that some of those practices, whether that's either working too much or not managing work well or not asking for help or trying to constantly put the work first, I think the biggest challenge for me has been to try and really understand that and almost put that into reverse and relearn bad habits, rethink about how someone like me as a founder can be perceived within all that.
It's changed me as a person, or it changes the way I deal with conflict or the way I do things. Which workplace gets coaching or like getting taught how to deal with conflict like that?
I think a lot of us have spent time, I don't know, working through our relationships to our work. All of the conditioning that we've had in different jobs, all of the conditioning that we've had in the way that we've been brought up, the way that trauma shows up in our lives, or the way that our biases show up. There's a constant work of addressing those things, becoming more aware of those things and being accountable to yourself for those things, that I think is a really important part of being able to work in a structure like this. It's really taking personal responsibility and being willing to unlearn, or being willing to put yourself in a space of looking closely at what motivates you.
It's hard to change somebody's mind. It's just how they've been brought up in all these years of life, you know, that's what they've seen. That's what we've seen in not just working environment, in just normal home environment as well. There's a hierarchy everywhere going on. So, you know, it's just all over you, you know. And I just think it's In-Situ being unique and standing up with their values and the structure they work with. I think it's amazing because it's very hard to, you know, step out of the normal.
I think appreciating art and understanding art, it grows this like emotional intelligence in someone and this like empathy, and yeah, I guess those two more than ever, and we need that, and it does nurture the soul. And I think even when it comes to religion, like art has always been a big thing, you know, in religion, in Islam anyway, or in culture, and I think it's being lost, and we're trying to get our children to like have that empathy or have this well-roundedness and this knowledge about everything. But people are trying to do that, not understanding the thing that they're missing is art, because that's where it comes from.